People in general, I said this in my experience, in my personal life, love to self-diagnose. I might say, especially in the tax matter, when people reach out, almost 95% of the time, they already know how complicated their case study is, or they think they know. There's a thin line that separates your perception and the reality, how you feel about taxes, and all the pitfalls you're not even aware of. This is why I wanted to share some factors that, with a different impact, can complicate your tax filing and disappoint your positive vibes about that. I will start with foreign assets and income in general. As long as you manage some money held abroad, or it could be an investment account or even just one single saving account, you have to pay attention. The RW section, in order to file the wealth tax properly, is a bad guy to work with. Some accounts could be tax-free, some with a foreign currency, some could suffer a withholding tax, and some could be taxed with a different basis. Same for personal income earned abroad, with maybe a different tax calendar to play with and taxes withheld abroad. Then I'm thinking of dependent relatives. In case of dependent relatives, you must be very careful when filing your Italian tax return. As much as you're allowed to include and import all the expenses related to them, like medical expenses and educational expenses on top, there must be a close connection between the family members. They cannot earn more than a certain amount per year in order to maintain their status, and also all the costs incurred on their behalf must come along with receipts and documentary evidence of the payments. Then, of course, capital gains. It doesn't matter if you earn capital gains or investment gains in Italy or elsewhere, because this type of personal income suffers an alternative tax rate, generally speaking a flat 26%. So very often it could be something you forget about it, or simply you assume that you already pay taxes abroad, so you don't have to comply with Italian rules. The following one is, of course, home improvements. Most than 50% of the documentary audits happen for this reason. There's a very clear process in order to claim home deductions back by applying the correct, for example, VAT percentage in the invoices from using the bonifico parlante for the wire transfer. So the analysis of the documentary evidence could be something that makes the tax return filing process taking longer. Then, yes, two tax returns. If you have to file your taxes with another accountant, maybe to another country, not just in Italy, beyond Italy, you have to connect that one to the Italian tax return. Two different tax regulations, two different tax calendars, two ways for estimating the balances and get the tax basis done. This feature alone is more than enough to make a tax return in Italy twice as complicated. And then tax incentives. Filing your taxes is not just a due diligence matter, it's a way to grab your ticket and enjoy some of the tax benefits in Italy available to expats in general. I'm thinking of the 7% or the regime impatriati. Since these are special tax regimes, they don't follow average rules. You must understand even how you can apply, even how those are more convenient for you to use, and actually how to secure the first year and the following years. When people try to anticipate my answer by saying, oh, my taxes are pretty easy, I love to challenge them to think and come to a real point of view about that.